All right. Hi, come to
We're all ready to go?
I bet I'm bringing this regular town council meeting to order Thursday, February 13th. Can I have a roll call, Madam Clerk? Maybe? Go.
Councilor Bragdon.
Present.
Fourth.
Here.
Councilor Day.
Here.
Here. Back
Excused. Here.
and Councilor Pelletier.
Present by Zoom.
Please join me on the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America,
And to which
one nation, under God, indivisible, liberty, and justice for all. Seeing no adjustments to the agenda, I will seek approval of the minutes from December 12th, 2024, our regular meeting, and the February 4th, 2025 executive session. Motion made by Council Higgins, seconded by Councilor Bragdon. Any discussion? You'll have to do a roll call. Vote. How do you vote, Councilor Pelletier, on the minutes?
aye.
Councilor Higgins.
Aye.
Councilor Dumeay.
Aye.
Councilor McLaughlin.
Aye.
Councilor Bragdon.
Aye.
Chair Danforth, aye, passes 6-0. So we have a special presentation tonight, and we have Chris Hill here from the Eastern Area Agency on Aging on Zoom. I understand you're the Communication and Development Director.
I am, yes. Thank
Welcome.
you for having me. I really appreciate it. And thank you for allowing me to kind of appear today virtually. It's a benefit to not have to I'm currently based in Old Town, so it saves me a little bit of a drive, but I'm thrilled to be here with you today. So I guess I'll kind of get into it. And when I get into when I address town meetings like this, I'd like to think that most everybody in the room has an idea of Eastern Area Agency on Aging and what we do. But because I'd like to hope that we do a good job of communicating and getting the word out there. But the reality is that's not always the case. So I just want to kind of give a little bit of an overview of who we are in case there's people in the room that don't know. So as you mentioned, I'm the Communications and Development Director, Christopher Hill, and Eastern Area Agency on Aging is a nonprofit that serves Penobscot, Piscataquis, Washington, and Hancock counties. And we have, it's tough to narrow down what we do to just one or two things because we do serve a variety of services, but I like to kind of group them in several different areas. Nutrition services, food insecurity, obviously probably are best known as Meals on Wheels. We have a commodity supplemental food program, a supplemental pet food program, as well as congregate dining. So really trying to meet the gap in food insecurity for our community members that seems to be on a rise in our state. We also have programs that center around financial assistance, including Medicare counseling and Money Minders, which is a new program that has up and running for those that may be new to balancing a checkbook or have a new fixed income that they need assistance with. We also have programs for caregivers. I mean, with our state being one of the oldest in the nation, we have the reality of family and friends who are taking care of loved ones who have long-term health challenges. So we have programs like respite programs, support groups, powerful tools classes to try to arm our loved ones and keep them healthy and safe as they take care of their loved ones through challenging times. And then one thing that I think I want to note is we're a resource to our community. So even if it's a program that we don't have, obviously we have a wide range, but if someone calls into our agency and they have a need, whatever that may be, whether it's legal services or whatnot, we are there to triage that information. We have resource specialists that are aware of resources and industry leaders. And so no matter what the need is, if it's something that we have internally, we take care of it. But if not, we're referring out to community partners to make sure that they're taken care of. So there really is a no wrong door policy at Eastern Area Agency on Aging. So I think next I want to talk, it's easy for me to say, come to these meetings and say, what we really believe in what we do, and it's certainly meaningful. But I think, it's important to talk about the value that a town receives from our services. I sent a worksheet along to Peter. Hopefully that's been shared. It kind of breaks down the programs that we've done in fiscal year 24. But just want to kind of highlight a few numbers. Obviously, our in fiscal year 24, our biggest used program is our Meals on Wheels home delivered meals, with over 5,800 home delivered meals in fiscal year 24. Which, when we look at the value, what we do is we take what the cost is for a unit of service. So, for instance, a Meals on Wheels meal costs $11 to deliver one of those meals, and that takes into account the cost for the meal as well as the administrative costs that are associated with that. And then we kind of do that for all of our services. But so Meals on Wheels, bringing $64,570 worth of service to consumers in the Millinocket area, 21,500 or 21,053 in Medicare savings. And just kind of, I won't go through all of them to save time, but really kind of to underline and underscore the overall impact. Last year, we had over 9,400 units of service to 211 residents, totaling over $111,000. So, we're proud of those numbers. We're there as a resource, and we want to continue to do that. And it's through partnerships in our towns and municipalities that obviously make a lot of that possible. Obviously, I come to the council today to ask for municipal funding of $1,500. And we come to that ask by assessing the units of service that we provide and adjusting using a tiered system. So our chief financial officer has a formula where she looks at the amount of services that we're providing, those units of service, and then applying that and what that suggested ask is. So, in looking at the units of service and the costs that we're incurring, obviously, I think everyone's dealing with the inflation that's happening across our nation. So those are that accounts for some of the 11% increase that we're asking for. But I think it's important to mention that while municipal is a foundation of funding that we receive, I want to make it known that we don't rely solely on municipal funding, and really we're trying to not put a lot of that burden on taxpayers, because we understand that the taxpayers are also our consumers, and they're under financial circumstances. So we have a work plan that we use yearly, where we have two big fundraising events that we do. We have a full-time or part-time grant writer that works on getting grants for us year round. We have sponsorships, and we do donor stewardship, trying to increase our donor base and let them know what we need for funding. So, and a lot of it, we do get federal and state funding as well. So we try not to put too much on the municipal system. So I guess I wanted to try to give just a brief overview of what I do and what we do in Eastern area, but obviously I'm available to answer any questions that you might have.
Yeah, excuse me. Thank you, Chris, for the overview. I'm going to say you're preaching to the choir here. A lot of us are aware of Eastern Area Agency on Aging, but I know a lot of community members aren't. So I'm going to ask if there's any counselors that have any question, Chris, at this time. Seeing none, we appreciate that this is your annual appeal for donation, and I believe we're positioned to do that for you.
Thank you very much.
Do we have a donation line all set? Do we need a special order to do that? Our next meeting? How do you suggest that we proceed with the offer?
You have
While you're doing that,
plenty to.
yeah, Counselor
This is the
Dumas.
same line that we do fully. We
Uh,
pretty much donate the same amount annually.
Very similar. This is an increase.
Thank you.
But to further answer your question, is approved funding in the budget? Already. So wishes. Advise- Additional
Right. Counselor Higgins? So what I hear you say, we don't need an order. We just need the nod of all the counselors.
I just want to make the statement that $1,500 for 211 of our citizens being served.
Okay.
It's pennies.
Yep, I think we have consensus here. I would say, go ahead and we'll make that donation to Eastern Area Agency on Aging official.
Thank you all so very much appreciated.
Gary, you're very welcome. Thank you.
request backup in the data and
Thank you. Thank you for joining us. You're welcome anytime.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
So we're going to move on to ordinance number 1-2025. Can I have Counselor Bragdon read that for us?
Ordinance number 1-2025, providing for an adoption of the amendment to chapter 125, part 2. 18, if I'm correct, short-term rentals, the code of Town of Millinocket, be it ordained by the Town of Millinocket, by the Town Council of the Town of Millinocket, that the attached short-term rental ordinance by adopted in chapter 125, part 2, article 18 of the Millinocket Code. It is further ordered that the town clerk make the appropriate incorporate the chapter into the code and distribute the pages to all persons known to have a copy of the code. It's further ordered that the ordinance take effect after its enactment.
Second.
Motion made by Counselor Bragdon, seconded by Counselor Pelletier. This puts us into our public hearing. And this is the second reading. This is our second public hearing on this ordinance. I will ask if the councilors have any comment before we go to the public. Counselor Dume? Counselor Bragdon?
I'll yield to council.
I wasn't here for the last meeting, and I heard things bad things. So ordinance. I made it very clear to the public when I was running that I was not in favor of anything that was restricting short-term rentals. I think it's bad business, and we want to be open for business. However, part of this has to do with safety, and I am in favor of safety. I always put safety as #1 priority. Okay. So I am in favor of the order as a whole. However, I also made it clear to the other counselors that I wasn't in favor of a huge outstanding filing fee or a continuous fee that you would pay. I made it clear that I was in favor of what's said in the paperwork as it stands right now, and nothing more. I heard that we were being compared to places on the coast such as Bar Harbor or other places. And I don't necessarily agree with that. One being, we don't get 3 million, tourists a year, like some places do. And I feel like there may be a potential for Millinocket to get there in the future if we keep going on the path we're going, bringing new business, et cetera, et cetera. But I did hear a lot from people who called me that do have short-term rentals. And one of the biggest complaints is that they're coming into town, they're investing their time and money in revamping these properties that 10 years ago were absolutely falling apart. Some of them were not really livable and they're spending time and money. And some of them said they really aren't making what everyone is suggesting as a quote unquote killing. So basically I will be supporting in this favor, assuming that there's no adjustment to the increase on the fee. That's all I have to say.
Thank you, Counselor Bragdon. Go ahead, Counselor Dume.
Thank you. For most but not all of the reasons that Council Bragdon just said, that I said in the last public hearing, I won't repeat myself, but I am willing to, after research and talking to administration, getting back from other people in the community and other people with short-term rentals, I'm willing to concede my position, no vote, to the fee structure. It stays as.
Counselor Higgins?
Thank you, Madam Chair. I listened during the first hearing. I actually suggested to jump it up to 250 and then dropping it down. And then we heard from several of the other owners that was renting some of these short-term rentals, and listened to some of that, listened to the feedback, and I did hear the word compromise. Maybe we could find a way to meet somewhere in the middle. I'm still in favor of raising the initial fee, and then keeping the renewal at 100. So I'm saying, as far as increasing, just doing that first time at 200 and then dropping it down. And the reason for that is the 200 is that first initial investigation, inspection, and starting as far as the time and effort for the town.
Thank you, Councilor Higgins. We will go to Councilor Pelletier on Zoom.
Yes, I agree with Counselor Higgins that the initial fee should be higher, given the more intensive administrative work. So I'll agree with his numbers, 200 and 100. Thank you.
That wants to make a public comment, we do need to see your face.
Seem to have lost our audit. We got no audio.
Testing, Councilor Pelletier, can you hear me?
Yes, can hear you now.
So seeing no public comment, if you have public comment, come up to the mic, name, address, thank you.
Scott Levitt, 330 Congress Street, Millinocket, Maine. I was just wondering where this fee comes in, where the short-term rentals were before, are these ones going to have to pay the yearly application, the ones that had short-term rentals before? Or is it just the ones that's starting out? I just want to clarify if it's beginning of now, or are these people going to be grandfathered that they don't have to pay the 100 whatever each year? That's all I'm just trying to see, clarify. Thank you.
Thank you for your question, Mr. Levitt. And if I don't answer it fully, I will let the manager, but no, we're starting, I would say, from scratch. Anybody that has a short-term rental needs to register with the town. There's no grandfathering. Any other public comment? We will bring it back. Oh, we do have public comment.
Hi, this is Stephanie at Sinclair 96 Aroostook. And when does this anticipate to begin? Because we need time to do certain things to our properties. So when will this start? These rules come into place.
Pass the ordinance, it takes effect 30 days after enactment.
They're paying for this?
Any further questions?
Well, it's supposed to come up with thousands of dollars.
Just a point of clarity. There's no realistic possible our administration at everybody's house to expect this isn't ruled with an iron fist. You know, the best case scenario that by the end of this calendar year,
Your audio is garbled.
Yeah,
can you hear me on this one?
yes,
Yes.
Okay, so I'm going to start over. The realistic possibility of our administration, specifically our code enforcement officer, life safety officer, to be arriving at all of these businesses 30 days, it's done. No probability. Best case scenario is that as many as possible that are known or hear the communication about ordinance are registered and inspected by the end of this calendar year, so that we have the information we need to administer this and to understand any adaptations to make a year from now. So I wouldn't put too much stress on making final modifications to the properties within the next 30 days. And if there's an inspection and something's missing and it needs to be placed or fixed, nobody's gonna find you or take you to court. They'll address it and talk to you about a plan to get it addressed and see how long it might take you, and come back and check when we're a very accommodating administrative team. While I've got the microphone and I just want to make it very clear that though this is a very frustrating thing for quite a few people, we need to understand separation of roles and duties between administrative staff and elected officials / governing body. So governing body of the town of Minnetonka past 5 years has really encouraged this ordinance to come to life. The administration is directed that work, if it passes the vote of the elected officials, we implement that policy. So I'm going to ask public people keep that in mind as the administration works through steps accommodate to these shared frustrations, decision makers.
Any other public comment? We're going to bring it back to the council. Yes. Madam Clerk.
I just wanted to address one point from the town clerk's office. Hearing a lot of the concerns during the public hearing last time of short-term rentals as we view them as businesses. We could have sent notices if we would have filed a business license. Could have somehow drummed up some sort of listing to then acknowledge in the past 2 to 5 years that town has been working on this ordinance. So whether this is passed today or not, just know that if you are conducting business in Millinocket, you do need to file a sole proprietor or doing business license down in Millinocket for circumstance.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. I think I will just offer some comments now. I've heard my other counselors. I've been involved in this process. It's gone through committee, Economic Development Sustainability Committee, Planning Board. This is a long time in the making. I know the last meeting we had, I asked the manager to give some history and background on this. And so he's absolutely right. You know, town government, this is part of our job to create ordinances. And this is, it's time to make the decision here. A lot of my other counselors have had conversations. I have too, and I know our audiences are different. I've got a couple of people that work with businesses, and I have a different sector that I work with and people that I talk with. And I'm hearing they're in favor of the increased fee that was suggested last time. And in weighing this all out, I really grappled with that, but I'm in favor of the increased fee that was suggested before. I just wanted to put that out there, but I haven't come across this decision lightly. So if we'll take that at this time. Does anybody else have comment?
Yes, Madam Chair.
Counselor Higgins.
Yes, Madam Chair, I'd like to motion to amend subsection 125-136B1A. Amend to read fee. A non-refundable license fee equals $200 for each short-term rental unit. But so doing that, we also have to amend another subsection. Subsection 125-136C to A1, amend to read renewal fee. A non-refundable license fee equals $100 for each short-term rental unit, as I previously suggested. Thank you.
Second.
So we have a motion on the floor made by Counselor Higgins, seconded by Counselor Pelletier. Council comment on the amendment. Any public comment on the amendment? So we're going to take it back to a vote on the amendment. Do I need to read it again? Do people understand that we're voting to change the initial fee to $200 and okay. So in subsection 125-136 on licensing, amend section B under application A, the fee, to read a non-refundable license fee equaling $200 for each short-term rental unit. That's on page 3. And on page 8, under renewal section, it is still under the licensing section 125-136. Renewal application number 1, a non-refundable license fee equals $100 for each short-term rental unit. So we will now vote on the proposed amendment. How do you vote, Counselor Pelletier?
Aye.
Counselor Higgins,
Aye.
Counselor Dume,
Nay.
Counselor McGowan. Nay. Counselor Bragdon,
Nay.
Counselor Danforth, aye. But as 3-3, the motion is defeated. Now we will go back to the ordinance as read. All those in favor of ordinance number 1-2025, providing for an adoption of the amendment to chapter 125, part 2. Madam Chair, do we feel like we need to read the, Madam Clerk, yes. Procedure wise, do we need to read the order again or just vote? Thank you. We're going to vote on the ordinance as read. Thank you for your help with that. Counselor Pelletier,
Aye.
Counselor Higgins,
Aye.
Counselor Dume,
Aye.
Counselor McLaughlin, Counselor Bragdon,
Aye.
Counselor Danforth, Chair Danforth, aye, 6-0. The ordinance passes as read. Thank you, and thank you for your patience with me on the procedural of my first ordinance as chair. Appreciate your patience. So, first one of the year. We are now on, since there's no town manager's report, we have no unfinished business, we're in new business. And Counselor Dume, can I have you read order number 18-2025?
Yes, Madam Chair, order number 18-2025, providing for the execution of town warrant for February 13th, 2025. It is ordered that the town warrant for February 13th, 2025 in the amount of $232,437.89 is hereby approved.
Second.
You have some heavy hitters to share with us.
Yes, ma'am. $3,600 to RH Smith and Company, that is auditors. $8,336.50 for CV Bihar Engineers Incorporated, that's brownfields assessments. $9,167.31, that's full electric person power. And starting on the back of the page on the top, I hate this format. Anyways, it's all right, $4,464.06 for Allied Equipment LLC. That's for Public Works. Lower, $3,033.74 for Bernstein Shore, Sawyer and Nelson. That's for infrastructure at the industrial development. $6,400.59. Dead River for various types of fuels that we use. $6,386.34. Elon Financial Services, that's credit card equipment. $4,915.13. That's for Gilman Electric Supply, mostly for the ski tow project. $20,638.90. That's for Harrison Schrader Enterprises. That's for fire department equipment. $24,825.30 is Hoyle Tanner and Associates. It's for airport equipment services. $6,023.02. That's for Jordan Equipment Company. That's for public work repairs, air equipment. $3,221.79 for Main Technology Group. That's our computer contract. $19,586.50 for Municipal Waste Solutions for a waste disposal. $8,566.32 to New England Salt Company for bulk salt public works. $51,336 for Northern Timber Cruises. That's a pass-through grant. $3,534. That's for Nicholas Willett, that's for service done to airport equipment. $26,026.48 for Pine State Electric for the elevator modernization. Last one is $7,448.60. That's for Preble Oil Company. That's oil.
Thank you, Councilor Dume. Any council comment on this order? Any public comment? Back to the council for a vote. How do you vote, Councilor Pelletier?
Aye.
Councilor Higgins?
Aye.
Councilor Dume?
Aye.
Council McLaughlin?
Aye.
Councilor Bragdon?
Aye.
Chair Danforth, aye, passes 6-0. Councilor Dume, you're up for order number 19 as well.
Appreciated, Madam Chair. Order number 19, 2025, providing for execution of wastewater warrant for February 13th, 2025. It is ordered that the wastewater warrant for February 13th, 2025, in the amount of $535,668.48 is hereby approved.
Motion made by Councilor Dume, seconded by Councilor Higgins. Anything to share with us, Councilor Dume?
Yes, Madam Chair. Starting off with $4,331.58. That's for the pump station upgrade. $130,389.49. That's for T-Buck construction. It's for the pump station, capital improvements. And same capital improvements for T-Buck construction, the amount of $393,792.48. Thank you.
Order. Any public comment on this order? Back to the council for a vote. Councilor Pelletier?
Aye.
Councilor Higgins?
Aye.
Councilor Dume?
Aye.
Council McLaughlin?
Aye.
Councilor Bragdon?
Aye.
Chair Danforth, aye, passes 6-0. Councilor Pelletier, can I have you read order number 10?
Certainly, order.
20,
10.
I'm sorry. Order number 20.
Thank you. Order number 2025, providing for approval of an application for a victuals license for Lucy Q's Place, MFT. It is ordered that the attached application for a victuals license is hereby approved for Lynn Quinn, Brooksville, Maine, doing business as Lucy Q's Place, MFT, Bandstand/Veterans Memorial Park, Trails End Festival, Millinocket.
Motion made by Councilor Pelletier, seconded by Councilor Dume. Is there any council comment on this order? Any public comment on this order? Madam Clerk, please.
If I may, she was excited to, so excited to know she's very early, but she wanted to get it done. Coming to Millinocket was really, really beneficial for her. Love the area, so she has a current license expiring in May.
Thank you. I noticed it's for Trails End Festival, so that's great that we got that lined up. Yeah, very good. So we'll take this to the council for a vote now. Councilor Pelletier, how do you vote?
Aye.
Councilor Higgins,
Aye.
Councilor Dume,
Aye.
Councilor McLaughlin, Councilor Bragdon.
Aye.
Chair Danforth, aye, passes 6-0. Councilor Higgins, can I have you read order number 21?
Yes, Madam Chair. Order 21, 2025, providing for approval of mutual aid EMS agreement with East Millinocket Fire Department. It is ordered that the Millinocket Town Council approves the attached mutual aid EMS agreement with the Town of East Millinocket Fire Department and authorize the town manager and fire chief to execute said agreement.
Motion made by Councilor Higgins, seconded by Councilor Dume. Council comment on this order. Councilor Dume.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I wish I would have picked up on this earlier. I read this probably 3 times before I realized this. This is a question for manager or the chief, since he's good enough to be here tonight. Very happy that these contracts come out in writing. So this is something that we've, as a council and as a prior chairman, really tried to push forward. So these handshake agreements didn't last any longer, and we finally got these in paper and in writing. One question I have though is it only mutual aid for EMS? I know we have mutual aid for fire. That's not in a contract. I would really like to see that in a contract. So this is exclusive to EMS, not fire.
Yeah, so to add to that, this is exclusive to the EMS only. We're working on a fire agreement. The reason for these urgencies with this one, East Millinocket's got to upgrade their service license with some of the recent administration, their changes down there. So we needed to get these contracts signed so they could submit that with their application.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate your answer and I agree with you. Thank you.
Thank you, thank you, Chief. Any other comments on this order? Any public comments on this order? Seeing none, back to the council for a vote. Councilor Pelletier, how do you vote?
Aye.
Councilor Higgins,
Aye.
Councilor Dume,
Aye.
Councilor McLaughlin, Councilor Bragdon,
Aye.
Chair Danforth, aye, passes 6-0. Councilor McLaughlin, can I have you read order number 22? Order number 22 dash.
Can't hear.
Can you hear me now, Louis?
Yes.
All right, I'll start over. Order number 22-2025, providing for approval of mutual aid agreement, paramedic level of care upgrade, East Millinocket Fire Department. It is ordered that the Millinocket Town Council approves the attached mutual aid EMS agreement, paramedic level of care upgrade with the Town of East Millinocket Fire Department and authorizes the town manager and fire chief to execute said agreement.
Second.
Motion made by Councilor McLaughlin, seconded by Councilor Pelletier. Council comment on this order? Any public comment on this order? Seeing none, we'll go back to the council for a vote. Councilor Pelletier, how do you vote?
Aye.
Councilor Higgins,
Aye.
Councilor Dume,
Aye.
Councilor McLaughlin,
Aye.
Councilor Bragdon, Chair Danforth, aye, passes 6-0. Councilor Bragdon, can I have you read order number 23?
Order number 23-2025, providing for a street and parking closure for 2025 Winterfest Parade. Whereas the 14th Annual Winterfest Snowmobile Parade and activity is scheduled for Friday, February 14th, 2025. It is ordered that the Millinocket Town Council, at the request for the Public Health and Safety Officer and Town Manager, approve these temporary street and parking closures. Left of Penobscot Ave, parallel parking and intersections, February 14th, 6 a.m. to 10 p.m. To Veterans Park Bandstand Parking Lot, February 13th at 5 p.m. to February 15th at 12 p.m.
Motion made by Councilor Bragdon, seconded by Councilor Higgins. Council comment on this order? Do we have any public comment on this order? Would you like to discuss Winterfest at all? Thank you. Come to the mic. Now we get some nice colorful flyers up here and we have some snow today.
Snow is the big thing. Cody McEwen, Recreation Director. So Winterfest wouldn't be possible without the many volunteers, organizations that have kicked in time, committee time, money, what have you, to make the events possible. The Snowmobile Parade will kick off Winterfest, and we're glad to have snow for that. For another, 2 years to have a real lack of a start of a winter season, it's good to see that we're actually going to have winter for a good month. Now, with that being said, we have one heck of a storm coming on Sunday, so that may impact the schedule a tad, including some very windy weather tomorrow. That's already with the ice rink enclosure as well. So slight adjustments, but plenty of activities going on, including some other sponsored events. We're going to be screening Lost on a Mountain in Maine at Stearns High School. Shout out to the Boreal Theater, Randy and Jackson for being a sponsor for the staffing for that event, as well as open gyms, vacation camp that the library is hosting in the Katahdin Region Outdoor Collective, and several other events like Kids Days, Ice Fishing Days. So glad to have it. So we'll see you all around and for some actual winter fun in the Katahdin region. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you, Cody. I'll also take a chance to plug. So the Age Friendly Committee, again, has organized Katahdin Snowdown, and that is for Sunday from 1 to 3. Interesting enough, you know, Snowdown, it's all about Snowdown, but Snowdown might take us down. I don't know. We're gonna pay attention to the weather if we have to cancel that. I guess we'll use social media and that sort of thing. We'll have to see how stormy it is, if we can still hold that, if the rink will be available and that sort of thing, because it's bonfire and skiing and that sort of thing. So stay tuned for what's going to happen perhaps on Sunday around that activity. So thank you. Any other comments on Councilor Higgins?
Yes, this one's for the manager. Update on the dumpster that's here on Penobscot Ave and the awning that's covering the sidewalk, especially with the parade going on. Is there any information on that?
I was able to this after sidewalk temporary awning. Morning.
Can't hear a thing.
Yes,
Yeah.
thanks, Louis. Yes, this afternoon I was able to confirm that the sidewalk temporary awning will be down tomorrow morning and provide nice, easy passing for the spectators of the snowmobile parade, and also just general snow removal from downtown. And as far as I know, there's a agreement with the dumpster across the street to be taken away very soon, and then brought back to be refilled and then taken away on the same day. Am I correct in saying that, Tom? Yep. Do we have an expectation of what schedule looks like for that?
Trying to get it done today. They wouldn't come today. Well, hoping they'll come up and get it out of there tomorrow. Go ahead and go.
Okay, so what Tom was saying down there in the gallery was that the dumpster needs to be gone before Sunday, and that has been communicated and agreed on. So that should be free and clear by the end of the weekend. All right.
Thank you, Councilor May, for your assistance. We will take this order number 23 to a vote now. How do you vote, Councilor Pelletier?
Aye.
Councilor Higgins?
Aye.
Councilor Dume?
Aye.
Councilor McLaughlin? Aye. Councilor Bragg?
Aye.
Chair Danforth, aye. Passes 6-0 for the closure of. This takes us into reports and communication. Warrant Committee for February 27th, our next meeting, Councilor Higgins and Councilor Mackin. Good with that, Councilor Higgins? At this point, when we will, thank you. Second with Councilor Higgins. Chair Committee reports. I don't have a report. I just gave a plug for Katahdin Snowdown event on Sunday. So we will go right into 2-minute public comment. Oh, sorry, Councilor Bragdon.
Thank you. I apologize if this is the wrong place to put this. I was gonna do it during the unfinished business, but we had tabled, or the council had tabled, the presentation in the orders for the Charter Review Committee last year, and the agreement was is after the election was finished and things slowed down, we would bring it back up to talk about, and that has yet to happen. Is there any way we can get that scheduled sometime in the foreseeable future.
Short answer, yes.
Thank you.
Any public comment? Mr. Manager.
I'm Peter. I'm the town manager, 14 Rush Boulevard. Budget workshops are coming up. I want to remind everybody of the discussion we had over several meetings last year about replacing this audio equipment. Thank you.
I will entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
Motion by Council Higgins, seconded by Councilor Dume. All those in favor of adjourning? Okay, Councilor Pelletier, how do you vote?
Aye.
Councilor Higgins,
Aye.
Councilor Dume,
Aye.
Councilor McGlaw, Councilor Bragdon,
Aye.
Chair Danforth, aye, 6-0. We are adjourned.
I don't know if this was broke yet or not.
Thank you and have a good evening.